the LA Rams have traded for running back Sony Michel from the New England Patriots. Remember, the Patriots drafted Sony Michel in the first round 3 years ago in the 2018 NFL draft. And by the way, here's what New England got in the trade. It's very interesting. They only got 2 conditional late-round draft picks. Adam Schefter, it's not confirmed, but Adam Schefter has reported that those are a 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick. There's a lot to unpack here. Number one, my immediate reaction when I found out this trade went down was excitement and kind of merriment. I'm like, yeah, okay, awesome, because the Rams, a team that is gearing up for a Super Bowl run, really, really needed a running back. Earlier in the offseason, Cam Akers, their running back, tore his Achilles. And it felt like a big blow. It felt like, to me, for the last month or so, when that went down, I'm like, man, the Rams have got a great defense, great quarterback Matthew Stafford, great coach, good offensive line, good receivers. But who's their running back? Like, are they going to be able to have a running back that's effective? So bringing in Sony Michel, to me, was very encouraging. And we've seen in the past that Sean McVay's offense has proven that it can, with scheme and play design, elevate running backs. Remember, Todd Gurley got a massive contract last year. Cam Akers looked phenomenal. They had like a 1-2 punch. It worked really, really well. I have confidence that not only will Sony Michel do well in LA, I think he's actually kind of the last piece of the puzzle to help the Rams potentially win a Super Bowl this year. Now, here's a question. Why was Sony Michel, a former first-round pick, so cheap? And then also, I guess the other question you can ask is, did he fail in New England? You know, a guy that was a former first-round pick that he traded away for very, very little. And he never really had an amazing year. He never ran for over 1,000 yards. And then after 3 years to get traded for 2 late-round picks, how do you make sense of all that? First of all, the Patriots have a ton of really good running backs that can contribute and take meaningful snaps and be very, very effective in the NFL. They've done that all through the preseason. Kind of the most impressive part of the Patriots this preseason has been, oh my gosh, dude after dude after dude. They're so good at running back. So the Patriots do not need Sony Michel. And roster cuts are coming soon. So it seems like they traded him to save themselves from having to cut somebody else, where they were like, either we got to trade someone or cut somebody. And the thought process, I think, was, hey, if we trade Sony Michel away, at least we get something back rather than cut. Who knows who they would have cut? Maybe Sony Michel, maybe somebody else, but they would have got nothing in return. And when you have a plethora of players and an abundance and too many of something, trade one of them away, get something back in return, it makes total sense to me. And the reason why the Rams got Sony Michel for so cheap is because he's never had an amazing breakout year. All he's really ever shown is potential, like to show he could be great if only this happened and that happened. And the Rams are banking on the fact that they can get everything out of him, that they can help him reach his potential in LA. I'd love to see that. That'd be awesome. But I think this is a great trade for both sides. The Patriots got something in return for Sony Michel rather than cutting a running back, getting nothing back. And the Rams got a running back who hopefully can be a key focal point helping them achieve their goal of winning a Super Bowl. Now, one other thought is, remember the Patriots drafted Sony Michel back in 2018. Was that a waste? That's the other kind of question that comes up in this, I don't know what you call it, in this narrative here. And so, yes, probably the Patriots should have drafted running back Nick Chubb rather than Sony Michel. Remember, Nick Chubb got drafted like 3 or 4 picks later by the Cleveland Browns. And Nick Chubb has been much, much better throughout the NFL process. But here's the thing. Sony Michel helped the Patriots win a Super Bowl. And so it's kind of like, oh, come on, you can be mad, but he did contribute to them winning a Super Bowl. And things could have been far worse. Yes, was he hurt too often? Did he underachieve? Absolutely. But he also didn't completely fail. He wasn't an absolute bust. And I think any Patriots fans who are complaining about how, oh, we traded him away, we didn't get enough for him. It's like, well, you won a Super Bowl. Be grateful, be happy, move on. You got a guy who contributed, and you got something back for him in return rather than cutting him, which you may, if you try to trade away N'Keal Harry, you may not get anything in return. So the narrative that Sony Michel was a wasted pick by the Patriots, was it not the best pick? Absolutely. Was it a wasted pick? It wasn't that either.